That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders. That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders.
100% real, raw, and uncut. Deadass.
Which way?
Cedric D. Sanders.
They probably just eat ass with a baby spoon.
That's what he said. That's what he said. Yeah. 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 That's what he said. So
That ain't my fault.
that's what he said. Though. That's what he said. Though. That's what he said. Though.
That ain't my fault.
I'm just gonna lay it down like this though.
That's what he said. That's what he said. That's what he said. That's what he said.
When I say my shit, I'ma repeat my shit. I'ma make sure you understand the foundation of everything where I'm coming from. Don't get it twisted.
That ain't my fault.
That's what he said. That's what I said. What? That's what I said. That's what I said. That's what I said. Wow. We gon' do it like that. Yeah.
They probably just eat ass with a baby spoon.
Welcome to another episode of That's What I Said with your host, Cedric Sanders, giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filter. The broadcast starts now.
Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. What's good, everybody? Hope everybody's enjoying their Friday. Y'all locked in with another episode of That's What I Said. And y'all know I ain't here by myself. I'm always by my side. I should say she's always by my side and I'm by her side. So what's good, baby? How you doing?
What's good? What's good? What's good? It's Friday. Thanks everybody for tuning in and joining us. Appreciate the love. Tap into the chat and let's get this thing going. I'm ready to go.
What's good, Banks? What's good, Banks? Appreciate you. So, again, I said y'all tapped in with That's What I Said, live on Spreaker.com. You can also download and listen to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. And you can watch me live on Facebook. You can watch me live or actually hear the audio on YouTube. Additionally, you can do the same on Twitch. So, with that being said, y'all, tonight, I'm about to just go in with my opinion. And I have to stress that this is my opinion. I am not providing financial advice, nor am I, a financial expert. However, being experienced with finances, spirituality, and a slew of other things, I had to give my point of view on the topic tonight. So the topic tonight, for all intents purposes, is disaster preparedness. Part 1, recession proof. And I labeled it this because I think in all conversations that's been going on, not all conversations, I should say that, some, not all, it's been about us going into a recession. And I don't know, people haven't been really paying attention. Not that I expect a lot of people to pay attention to it, but sometimes you do have to pay attention to what's going on in the world, because we all can't just be in what we call spirituality. We can't just be spiritual all the time. You can't be so spiritual that you don't even know what the hell's going on around. Like my brother Sensei say, you can't be so spiritual, you ain't no earthly good. So it's like you need to be very aware of like what's going on. I like how Banks just slid in the comments and put in there and said, "New Drake is trash."
Damn.
What?
I can't lie. I listened to it.
I have not.
It's I mean, it's trash. I have to actually just like be honest. I mean,
that bad?
It's the one I can honestly say this is the first time I've listened to something that Drake put out, and
Wow.
I wouldn't like, I could feel it. I mean, it's just like he was just trying to push something shit out.
Damn.
Is what I mean, that's the vibe I was getting. I mean, granted, I think he's a talented artist and everything else like that. I'm just like, this, bruh. Like his music, when his music comes out, it's like he was hitting people with 1-2 punches on different songs, and being creative with his cadence and being creative to how he was writing his music and everything. Because I think he's just talented. Period.
Right.
But what I'm not understanding completely in this whole, I guess you could say, retrospect of entertainment, is why the fuck would you put out a record that you wasn't feeling?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, you have to feel your music. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I agree, Banks. The last song on the tape is the best song on there. And a lot of people are saying, it's produced, great, but it may be just how he picked the beats for the way he was rhyming or whatever. And I'm just like, I don't know. I can't call that. I just can't.
I guess I'm gonna have to tap in and see what y'all.
I mean, yeah, you gotta do that. You definitely had to do that. I mean, you draw your own opinion. Yeah, I skipped through everything else, and my lady is a Drake fanatic, and she couldn't make it through half of it.
Oh,
so
my damn.
I mean, I'm gonna be real. I mean, that's just me. You know, I'm real. Some people have gotten into this status of, I wouldn't say it's untouchable. It's just, it's an envious type energy. It's like, I know people envy and want to be me, and I pretty much can do whatever the fuck I want. So I'm gonna put this music out there that my heart's not in it. I'm just trying to push it out.
Just do something.
And you could just tell. Mm-hmm. You could tell when someone is like passionate about their music, but really just talking shit. Mm-hmm. And that's really what what music has come to. It's changed to this level of, I can be who I want to be when I'm creating.
Right.
But when you are just trying to create in a back end kind of, I don't know, like you're reaching to be relevant when you're already relevant. So it's like, what are you trying to do? Is it like you trying to get that extra nod for a Grammy?
Yeah.
Or American Music Award? Mm-hmm. What is it?
Right.
What are you stretching for? So anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. I mean, I started talking about this whole Drake and yeah. I mean, it's. I mean, people get emotional. You start you not thinking from your heart. You thinking from the emotion side. You wanted something that somebody probably didn't want.
Well,
I mean, we go back to the whole like Michael B. Jordan and
Lori Harvey.
Yeah, Lori Harvey. You know, he was ready to settle down. She wasn't.
Yeah.
And it's sad when you have such chemistry with somebody and then bam, that happens. Well, I don't think this is the situation with Drake. It may be.
Yeah, I think he was upset about somebody dating or getting married to somebody. I think I recall that like months ago or whatever. You know, they had, you know, put up some memes or some crap or whatever.
Okay, yeah, I heard
he was
that
all
shit.
butthurt.
Yeah,
but whatever.
Yeah, this is not hip hop. Definitely, I agree with you. It's not hip hop. So trending topics and my topic
kind of intertwined tonight, don't they?
and crypto news all intertwined with each other. So I'm gonna do something different. Actually, it's not different since I'm revamping the podcast. Anytime we getting ready to get serious, we're gonna take a break only because I try not to be as funny during this time period. And to be honest with you, I'm trying to get paid. So I gotta run commercials at certain given times when the maximum ability of the commercial can be heard. And I'm gonna continue to do it this way because it's been rewarding and it's been actually an experience to watch how my audience grows, not on social media, just because of me putting it in a different, you know, it's on Spotify, it's on Apple Music, it's on Google Play, it's Amazon, which means it's Alexa available, so you can, you know, do it that way. iHeartRadio is a sponsor or actual partner with Spreaker.com. So my podcast gets sent to iHeartRadio. So there's no excuses for people to be able to not take the time to listen to my podcast if they support me. They may see the post on Facebook and, unmute the mic and not actually go into the live, but listen to what I'm saying, which I think is silent support, which I think is kind of cool because I do that shit with people's videos. It's just certain people I don't want to be in their shit. I'll listen to it. And then right when I get to the point where I'm like, no, this is that you smoke crack. I know you do.
This is that moment that I need to just walk away.
Yeah, it's the walk away. You gotta have a walk away period in anything you do. However, that's not healthy. If you have people like that in your life and you support them, but they really don't support you, sometimes it's to the point where I'm gonna be patient. I think they cool as hell.
You're gonna let it ride.
But right when they do that dumb shit,
deuces.
Nigga, I'm like cartoon sound effects. Gone. You see my feet? I'm out.
Oh my God.
I'm not bullshitting. I'm out. So let's pay these bills real quick. We're gonna throw this commercial and then we're gonna come right back. Peace and love. We're gonna be right back at you.
Hello, my name is Cedric, and along with my beautiful wife, Connie, we'll be hosting my brand new podcast, That's What I Said. I'm a retired Navy veteran that suffers from PTSD and anxiety, and we'll discuss how I cope with the mental illness through comedy and discussion. It's a podcast that will talk about everything, from cryptocurrency to comedy. If we're worrying about the dollar going up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's still a dollar, guess what? The value of that means absolutely nothing. Cryptocurrency in itself is the future of money. From spirituality to cannabis. To have cannabis on the Schedule 1 list is bullshit. I'm sorry, it is. It makes absolutely no sense. If it's a seed that can be planted and it has healing properties in it, why the hell is it in Schedule 1? Last time I checked, cocaine don't have healing property in it. From interracial relationships, I don't have a problem with people talking about interracial relationships. People try to talk bad about my interracial relationship just to think that they can get under my skin. I mean, really, it don't bother me. I mean, let's not call a spade a spade. But if you have a problem with someone that's in love, it shouldn't matter the race of the person. It's mental illness in our community. The problem is people want to put labels on it. Everybody wants to put color on everything. And as soon as you put color on it, it gets treated differently. The money gets treated funny. Because if it's dealing with Asians, guess what? It's going to take a longer process unless those leaders step up and get into the president's face or U.S. leaders' face and say, this is a problem in our community. Not leaving one topic unturned. If you want to hear real, authentic conversation, interviews, and comedy, please take time to listen to That's What I Said, because I said what I said.
Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filter. Listen to That's What I Said. Available on your favorite podcast platform.
All right, y'all. We back as promised. I hit the wrong damn thing. Let me get my damn face back on there so people believe I'm live. I'm here, y'all. I'm here. I'm not playing. So we back. So tonight's topic: disaster preparedness, recession proof, part 1. The reason why it's a part 1 is because next week I will have a guest. And a very prominent, educated, and very profound, knowledgeable black man that I have been able to have, or I should say call a friend, for at least, it's been 4 years.
Has it only been 4?
Yeah.
I thought it was longer than that.
No, since 2018.
Shoot, I'm over here giving people extra time. But that's okay because he can have all the extra time he wants.
That's real. So I will have a guest next week, and I will be having more guests as we continue out through the summer, because I think this is a key month to go into a transition of rebranding, or you can say not necessarily rebranding, but kind of rebuilding the podcast to be more dynamic and a little bit more not just conversational, but entertaining as well, because I want to be able to have those serious conversations, but still be me. But these are conversations I think that need to be in people's ear when they're driving, or just, you know, wanting something to motivate them and listen to, or just want, because you're a fan, whatever the case may be. I want to be able to do that. So
provide some education, entertainment, however you see it. So
real quick, I'm gonna sidestep real quick, and I want to throw this gem out there. I was supposed to go to my 30-year class reunion, and I didn't get a chance to go because of COVID. It wasn't in my household. However, it was close to our family, so we made a decision to not go because it was gonna kind of potentially put us in a, I guess, not necessarily a regrettable situation, but situation that could have been prevented. And I didn't want to do that. So that was part of the reason why I didn't do a podcast last week, was because of that. So I apologize. But I wanted to say that I wanted to give a shout out to my high school, Southwest Mathesize Magnet, class of 1992. Just had our 30-year class reunion. And I saw pictures, you know, I saw some couple of videos and stuff, and it was good to see pictures of people that I haven't seen since, you know, for 30 years actually, because I haven't been back to Kansas City. And then the one time I was there was because of Mom, and then the second time was to move her here. So, but shout out to them. Shout out to everybody that, you know, organized and put it together, and everybody that had the opportunity to go. So with that being said, recession proof. I have been, I think, nerding out when it comes to finances and cryptocurrency for the last 4.5, 5 years. And in those 5 years, actually 6. Yeah, 6 years. It made me realize that I'm not paying attention to what the hell's going on around me.
Enough.
There you go. Thank you. Enough. I thought I was, but then it was like me and my wife had a conversation last weekend, and I was just like, the shit that dawns on me, I immediately, we'll sit on our side porch for like a good hour and a half, because I'm sitting there just like feeding her. Because like every time I find out something or learn something, or I'm aware of something, I try to immediately tag it over to my tag team partner. No, I don't think about it as wrestling, but I mean, I put a wrestling reference out there only because we the tag team champs up in here. I'm just saying. Shit.
We've been holding them belts down.
I mean, I'm just saying. So
what?
If we take the opportunity to be able to educate ourselves, we need to be able to quickly pass it on to somebody we trust, somebody that actually you're building things with, and somebody you actually have admiration for, that you know is going to actually say, oh, okay, so what's the plan? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what can I do? How, blah, blah, blah. So last week I was talking to her about this recession thing, and I was letting her know what I knew about the recession. And then I had her do some research to help her understand it. I already knew this shit, but it was like I was giving my student homework. Because guess what? I was the student before I became the teacher.
Right. I'm forever a student.
And I'm forever a student.
Irregardless if I'm in a teachable moment with somebody, you know, whether it's work or just a conversation.
Right.
I'm forever a student. And that's something that I think, you know, you and I have talked about many times, to where we're always going to be a student regardless.
Oh yeah.
And everybody that we interact with should also have that in their mind, that they're forever going to be a student, even when they're the teacher.
That part. I mean, it's hard to even kind of like really. Okay, I'll say this. it's easy to understand how people can try and be better at whatever it is.
Right.
But due to certain situations, it's like a crawl instead of just like working at it. And then you see the production happen as you're working at it. So it's like being a musician. When you're into music or you play an instrument or you're an artist, the one thing about music is that if you understand music, you can be music. And that's what a lot of artists realize. It's like people that love to rap, they need a beat
And
for what's on their mind.
Right. And
they just go into the rhythm of it. It's like,
Oh, green Jimmy the cricket suit wearing ass motherfucker.
Get him.
Oh, short Colin Powell haircut having ass motherfucker.
Get him.
Little Angela Davis mustache wearing ass motherfucker.
Get him.
Richard Pryor shortcut fade having around the side.
Get him.
Little Sammy Davis Award Jr. Afro haircut having ass motherfucker.
All right, so I had to do that. I don't know why. I'm weak. So can't never be serious for anything. It's like people like will sit here and just be like, man, he's spitting some good shit, and then all of a sudden I do that, and it's like,
Huh?
How high are dun 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 dun. Dun, dun. Anyway, inside joke. So moving forward in this, I guess, economical
challenge
diarrhea, because that's what it is. It's an uncontrollable diarrhea right now. It's like everything. Okay, I'm gonna set y'all up for this, and I need y'all to follow me. And if you think what I said was any kind of inspiration, y'all owe me at least 8 shares.
Oh.
I mean, you like gotta send it through Messenger. You gotta put it on your wall. You gotta do whatever. But trust me when I say this. 2 years ago, what was the first thing that we was dealing with at the beginning of the year?
COVID.
I'll stop you. COVID. Thank you. I mean, I didn't have to stop you. You feel me? COVID.
COVID was putting a
So what was people doing? People were trying to still maintain employment.
Yeah.
And if they couldn't maintain employment, they was drawing unemployment.
Correct.
Just to maintain security. Security is, in my eyes, your home, your car. You got to have transportation. You got to be able to take care of home.
Yep.
Then it's food, water, all this other shit. When you don't have that, it's food, shelter. You know, it's a different variable. But we're not going to go there.
Everybody's variable is different.
Thank you.
I mean,
I was going to give him a math lesson, but that's really what it is. Everybody's variable is different. So your priorities may be different from somebody else's. And then the question needs to be brought out. Is that wrong? Sometimes it is.
right.
Sometimes it is. And you need to be told that.
Yeah.
To be recession proof, you got to recognize your faults. You got to recognize the things that are not producing the end goal. If you don't have an end goal, or at least a goal to build legacy, you're shortchanging yourself. You're not allowing yourself to grow. You're not allowing yourself to be able to mature, to even be successful financially. And to me, that's the thing. Because it's such a challenge for everybody to just be successful. They can't do it financially because they just an ass when it comes to money.
For 1,000,001 reasons. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's like nothing you try to tell somebody or nothing you try to teach somebody is going to change that.
I think because that conversation is a hard pill for them.
It's not a hard pill. It's a habit. It's just like smoking cigarettes and smoking weed and drinking. If you have that habit, no, seriously, if you have a habit, it takes 21 days to do what?
Change that habit.
Exactly. How many days does it take to actually have a habit?
Less than 24 hours.
Okay,
I think.
so I'm not going to even tell you nothing about the whole math equation.
But I mean, seriously though, a lot of people that piece is difficult for them because they haven't been truly taught or educated on financial stability and what that means.
I can agree with you 100% on that, because I think a lot of people have a misconception when it comes to money.
I don't think economics is taught enough in high school.
Oh, economics was taught when I went to high school.
It was taught when I went too.
But
however,
this is the thing though.
it wasn't taught for a very long time. It was taught for like 3 months, and that was it.
I mean, it was
how
an
much
elective.
value?
It was an elective, but this is
Yeah.
my thing though. I guess I was that intuitive back then when I picked classes.
Mm-hmm.
And there was just like economics, and I was like, that's something I don't know. I need to know. I feel like I need to know. But see, that's how I was thinking in the 8th grade when I was figuring out what school I was going to, and I did.
When you mean,
I mean,
when you was
because
nerding out?
people don't realize this in
When
Kansas
you was
City.
nerding out?
No, check it out. When you in Kansas City, Missouri, it's like, y'all know the high school players when they play good and they get ranked, and then they have to pick a college. So they have these hats sitting on the table.
Oh yeah.
And they do the video conference or whatever, and the guy picks the hat, and it's like, and everybody goes crazy because he picks a great college. Well, guess what? That's exactly how it is. When you in Kansas City, you trying to pick the high school that not only is within that school district, but at the same time, in Kansas City, is what you want to deal with. A lot of these kids don't have that choice. A lot of these kids go to a high school that's in their district, that's in the school district. I was in between 3 school districts. I could have went to 3 different high schools.
Oh wow.
Because there were people when the high school I picked was in the same range and same barometer of the junior high school that a lot of people went to before they went to my high school. And guess what? I didn't go to their junior high.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of the people that I went to junior high school with didn't go to my high school. I went to Southeast Junior. Most of the people
went to Southwest High.
Thank you.
Huh?
I went to Southeast Junior.
Okay.
Most of the people I went to junior high school with went to Southeast High School. Guess what Southeast was? Across the field from Southeast Junior, which means I was in a school district. Guess what? I was also in Southwest School District. So it was like, okay, I can figure it out.
Pros and cons.
Yeah, it was pros and cons. It was like I didn't want to go to that high school because I saw the shit I was dealing with in junior high school. And half these little nigglet ass niggas is gonna do the same shit in high school, and it's gonna probably be worse because now they're gonna be dealing with niggas that's 3 years older than us, and they probably doing the shit in the high school. I'm like, nah, I don't need this shit.
Yeah.
I live in the ghetto. I don't need to go to the ghetto every goddamn morning.
For me, I lived like right on the line where I could have gone to this other school district, but I had been going to the school district that I had been in from kindergarten. So I was like, the hell am I going to change this shit up for now?
Hey, don't get me wrong.
I went kindergarten, 6th grade, and then so our junior high and high school was combined. So we had 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12.
Well, not to cut you off. Don't get me wrong. I went to Southwest and that shit was bad too. It was. I think it was niggas going to that school because it was too far to go to the other school, and it was just cool to go to this school because it was away from. It was really away from the hood.
Away from the nonsense.
It was in a it was funny. My school predominantly was black. But where the school was located was not in a demographic of black at all. It was like in the whitest part of South, guess you can say Southwest Kansas City.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And that was my observation. I mean, it was cool. It wasn't nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just where a lot of people wanted to go. And believe it or not, it was like one of, I think, 3 high schools that was a magnet. And I think it was the first high school that became a magnet, and then Southeast became a magnet. But see,
and the
they
magnet
were still
is like the STEM program,
right? It's like the STEM like they have now. But see, the difference is that they were still building and doing upgrades to my high school my freshman year. So we didn't even go to the high school my freshman year.
Yeah, I remember you telling me.
We was on the north side of Kansas City. I said Southwest. We was on the north side of Kansas City, and not even at a high school. We was at an old abandoned elementary school. That's where they taught us until my sophomore year. That's my sophomore year. I went to the high school.
Wow.
And like some of the people knew people because, you know, they grew up with them. They on their block or whatever. I didn't know nobody except for the people I went to junior. When I went to my freshman year with, and then I might run into somebody that I grew up with that's a junior or a senior or whatever, and they see me and they're like, "Oh, what's good? Blah 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 blah. Y'all moved and blah blah blah." I mean, that was like 1, maybe 2. So the high school experience, I think, is a benchmark when it comes to just understanding where everybody gets their education. Because it starts in the schools, and then if you don't get it in school and you don't get it in college, it's like it has to be taught to you by some family member or just life experience.
Right. I was just about to say, and in most cases, it is life experience.
So my whole motivation about this whole recession-proof thing was to be honest with everybody and kind of have an open conversation about this whole thing. But at the same time, I wanted to be able to acknowledge the fact that this recession is not even conversation in a lot of the black community. Some, but not all.
Right.
Oh, you hear white people talk about this shit like it's fucking common conversation at the coffee break.
Yeah.
And that's the sad reality.
I was just about to say, that's a sad reality.
Because we can have these conversations, but let's not negate the fact Juneteenth is this weekend.
Right.
Emancipation and slavery. We got to do better. We got to stop wanting to have a better relationship with money and poverty and being able to just eradicate poverty in its all self, to be able to have these opportunities to educate people. And no, we can't get rid of poverty. Some people are just going to be the assholes that they are. But we shouldn't have so much where we have people that want to get out of it. They're just not given the opportunity because of whatever situation that they're in. And then for them to get out of that situation, it's like a trust factor that a lot of people don't want to have. And that's the sad part. Because there's people that want to change. There's people that's in bad situations, but you're not giving them the opportunity. So how the fuck are they supposed to change? How the fuck are they supposed to get out of the situation? They're going to revert back to what's going to be comfortable for them to survive.
I was just going
to where you don't want them to be.
Yeah.
So this recession is not going to even affect them. Prices go up, nigga. Okay, robberies do too.
Right.
Let's be real.
Yeah. It's a known truth.
I mean, in California, I saw a post where somebody was saying that gasoline was over $10.
That
nigga, I would have made you quit your job. I'm just gonna be real. We would have been on food stamps. I don't give a shit. Ain't no damn way I'm gonna put $10 a gallon in a truck.
that already takes $100 without this whole nonsense of gas prices.
It's over 100. It's over 100. It's been over 100.
Yeah.
It's like now the pre-authorization for a credit card is $200. Where they do that shit at? I'm a pre-authorized $200 to fill this raggedy motherfucker up that barely started this morning. I will leave this bitch right here. I will leave the keys on the hood. I will walk away and get on my cell phone and call my boss. Boss, why it sound like you outside? I came outside because it's the best signal I have. I'm sick, boss. Oh God. I think I'm gonna take this home COVID test that they sent me, that I'm sure I paid. I used my stimulus check to pay for, and then I'm gonna take it and see what the results are. But I feel bad. All right, well, you take care of yourself. Click. All right, I'm on sick leave. That's authorized by the Obama administration that made sure that we had sick leave. I'm gonna use that. Let me be honest, if I shall. How?
I knew you was coming with some bullshit.
How in the cheap lawnmower smoke are we okay with not understanding what's going on with our money and how it's looked at? Fuck the conspiracy theories about race. Forget all that. Because I know black billionaires.
Right.
Not personally, like they ain't been to my house and I cooked, catfishing and shit. It wasn't none of that. I want to put that out there. I don't know personally any billionaires. But I personally researched some motherfucking black billionaires. LeBron James.
I was just about to say
Jay-Z.
LeBron.
I'm sure there's a couple of other black billionaires that people will throw out there because they follow them on YouTube or whatever the case may be. That's cool.
Right.
We need to actually kind of uplift these people so they're well-known conversation instead of professional athletes that risk their bodies to play a sport to entertain fans.
To entertain.
But it's really not entertainment because they love to play that sport. You're going to have fans of a particular team, whether you live there, grew up there, or are a fan because of a certain basketball player and been stuck there as a fan, or you just love the player for being who he is, or you love the team because of where it's at.
Right.
That's period, where it's at. I mean, I'm a Chiefs fan. I live in Virginia. Nigga, who gives a fuck? I done seen so many Chiefs logos in Virginia. It's ridiculous. But
the other day. Driving home.
So being recession proof, I think, has a lot to deal with two things. One being recognizing your flaws, and two, just because you wasn't taught it doesn't mean it's a conspiracy.
That's true.
I have to say that because everybody that's like, that's not a two, that's an opinion. You eat ass with a baby spoon. It is. Because believe it or not, everybody wants to talk about the conspiracy of why white people are more financially stable than black people. Stop.
That's a conspiracy theory in itself.
It's not. No, I don't think it's a conspiracy theory. I think what it is people making excuses to not grow or fuck up.
Or
let me be real.
Automatically putting a label or a stereotype on that.
Let me be real. People will be surfacely oppressed for years to pay somebody else their mortgage instead of actually going out, building property, having land, doing what they need to do. People want to make excuses. Well, I did some shit when I was younger, so I came into this because it was eye-opening or it was trending. Which is it? Because a lot of people don't go into finances because they need it. They go into finances because they don't know what it is, because they keep spending it. And they keep spending it because they like doing stuff that their friends are doing.
Oh, is that a whole peer pressure?
It's a peer pressure thing. Yeah, it's a peer pressure thing. Their friends is going out, have got a good job, got, a car, and got this money and being able to go out and all this other shit. And it's like, that's where the jealousy starts. And that's why they end up like kidnapped or killed. Because they're just enjoying life. But you got somebody that don't want to get off their ass and do something. They just want to take the shortcut.
That jealous and envy thing.
They're jealous and envy thing. So it's like, I've been talking about the jealous and envy thing for
years.
5 years at least. And I said jealous and envy are married. They actually sleep in separate beds. They're like oil and water. You can't mix them up.
Yep.
That when you have people that are jealous and envious of you, it's because of a misfortune that they don't want to try to actually recalibrate and take recognition to. They just want to play this, I need to have that. Why? Because I ain't got it. Why don't you have it? I don't need to get into all that. I need what you got. They rather shortcut the fact that I could probably be a successful whatever if I wasn't such a dumbass.
Yeah.
We got people to get robbed all the time because that's the only avenue they think that they need to go. This recession is going to really hit their ass hard. I'm just saying, because they're going to be just practicing if they try to come fucking jack me. Mm-hmm. I'm like, nigga, I'm just trying to pay my mortgage and put some gas in my truck. So whatever you think you need, I ain't got it.
Right. We're just trying to sustain.
But really, that's a lie. Because at the end of the day, all I'm trying to do is save what I can and not spend on the frivolous stuff that I've been spending on. Meaning, I don't necessarily need to buy a new game. I don't need to buy new this. I don't need to buy added this for this hobby. I need to save. And people are like, why are you not just enjoying life? I was like, I don't know. Maybe because I don't have the enjoy your life money. If I had millions of dollars, or people was listening to my podcast all the damn time, or I was like such this big entertainment person that everybody says that I am and I should be doing this, and then when I do it, don't nobody listen. If I felt that way, would I even continue to do this, what I do?
No.
And be successful and actually turn my life around and save money? Hell no. But I do it.
Right.
Because I love to do it. It's my motivation. When someone says, oh, man, I wish somebody would talk about this. I was like, yeah, I do. I got a podcast. You should check it out because I talked about that last week. Oh, for real? Bam. And they listen to it. But then you can tell somebody off the street, yeah, I got a podcast. You should listen to it. Oh, yeah, I like your energy, blah, blah, blah. They won't listen to it either. This recession is going to hit people just like that.
Yeah.
I want to be successful. Don't nobody support me. Guess what? If you don't support yourself and stop feeling like you have to be at every damn nightclub every Friday or every Wednesday or every Saturday and save that fucking money, start actually downsizing how much you spend. You have a credit card or two. Do you pay your bills with your credit card? Do you try to use those reward points as a benefit to having that credit card? Because guess what? You can swipe that card to pay your bills. Because the same money you was going to use to pay the bills, you can pay your credit card.
Yep.
And now you're paying yourself. You get into this habit of paying yourself. It's rewarding because guess what? Those reward points on that credit card add up. Next thing you know, it's like, man, we want to go on this vacation, but shit, I don't think I got enough money. Yo, hold up.
What about them?
I got 67,000 points on this credit card. What you mean? That's what I pay my bills with. I pay my bills and just the points been adding up. I ain't used it. Let's call these mugs. Maybe we could get a ticket off these points. I don't know. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
That's just like hotels.
You could do this. Oh, I'm not going to, man. Yeah, I will. This is how you be recession proof. Okay. When you're not in a recession, you building protection for all your money. And what I mean by building protection is that you need to take advantage of hotels that have reward points. Protection is if you have a gas card, does it have reward points? Do you have a credit card that awards you reward points for usage?
Yep.
This is how you become recession proof. People want to say, oh, credit cards are bad if you overspend. But if you allow 30% or more to get reported on your credit report, you should be fine. If it gets to the point where it's 50, 60%, okay, yeah, you got a problem, bro. You need to sat your ass down because you're not paying bills. You spending a lot of shit on Amazon, buying shoes and toe rings and goddamn speaker boxes and audio foam and I don't know, permanent markers, just dumb shit.
The stuff you don't need.
The stuff, no, it's probably stuff they need. But just because they got that credit card, it's like, I done paid the bill up. Swipe.
Oh.
It's like, hold on. Dora, the Explorer have an ass. Stop swiping the swiper.
Mm-hmm.
Swiper, no swiping. Swiper, no swiping. Then why you won't stop swiping? Your ass, every time you go to the damn store, your ass keeps swiping. Dora the Explorer have an ass. Just swiping the shit out of that damn card. But to be recession proof, you need to recognize your bad habits. You need to recognize the fact that a lot of these habits are not going to change unless I change. And this is the sad reality of all this whole recession proof podcast. A lot of people will make excuses as to why they're in the situation that they're in when it's all because of them. If somebody did you wrong, you don't need money to fix that. You don't need money to fix that. Trust me, somebody gonna get tired of getting your fucking email and they're gonna investigate that. Let me rewind what I said. Sometimes you don't need money to investigate that. I'm sure email to the right person is gonna get that.
Mm-hmm.
But people don't want to take that extra step. Everybody wants to sit there and just be like, forget it. So then the next person take advantage of you. The next person take advantage of you. The next person take advantage of you. Then what? I'm tired of this shit. What you gonna do? Become spiritual and still be the funky ass nigga that you are? You can't keep going to the next best thing when you ain't fixed the best thing that's supposed to be you. You got to recognize this because to be recession proof is a lot of shit you got to give up. You got to stop spending a whole lot of money on some dumb shit. Because I'm telling you, people that are comfortable with these gas prices, they doing okay with the gas prices being where they at. Trust me. That's not where they're going to be at in about a month.
Shoot, our shit just went over $5 and I am not comfortable with that.
Okay. It's June. What holidays in June? Nothing. Everybody's preparing for. I'm sorry, Juneteenth. But a lot of people are not financially preparing for Juneteenth.
Right.
The black people are chilling. They barbecuing. They having parties. They having Juneteenth celebrations. They going and looking at those. That's what they're doing. Because we're appreciating what our ancestors have went through.
Right.
And where we're at today is not completely okay, but it's better than where they lived. And we need to celebrate that.
Right.
But. What else is going on?
School is out for summer. Everybody trying to go on vacation.
July 4th.
Well, yeah, that too.
People going to spend money July 4th. They're going to either spend it on fireworks or they're going to go on a vacation. They're going to do whatever they want, but they're going to spend money. And guess what? This rate hike is going to affect all that shit. Gas prices is going to affect all of that. Oh, by the way, just so you know, when you think the gas prices in your car go up, guess where the gas prices go up at?
In a grocery store too.
No, what gas?
You said the gas prices go up.
Hold on. I said,
Really, nigga?
when gas prices go up, there is somewhere else that uses gas that goes up.
Oh, airplanes.
Thank you. I was just talking about vacations, and here you are talking about grocery store. Yeah, the food gonna go up. Yeah, we know that because it's gonna cost to transport the food into the grocery store. So guess what? Though, in order for the store to make money, they're gonna have to raise prices. But this is the thing that's weird. When the Fed hike went up, 0.75%, some reason, everybody was waiting on central bank to follow suit or to follow along, or even not even be exactly at that 0.75%, but maybe go up 0.25%. No, 0.75%. They want the exact same 0.75% as the feds. So now everybody's freaking the hell out. Yeah, I'm gonna be able to get more money for my house, but when I buy the house, I'm not gonna have this good rate that I have. It's gonna be up. You're damn right, it's gonna be up. Mm-hmm. If your APR right now for your house is 3-4%,
do not refinance.
Don't refinance.
Don't do nothing,
because your refinance is actually gonna penalize you a lot.
So much more.
And what I mean by that is some people will borrow on their mortgage or borrow on the equity, take that money, and it's basically a refinancing of your mortgage. Mm-hmm. It's like you taking a loan out on your equity of your house. You will get punished for that. Say your mortgage is $1,000 and you do this whole new home equity loan. That's what it really is.
Right.
And you have $60,000 available to you. And you take all $60,000. Your mortgage can go up anywhere to, like, if you're paying $1,000, you'll be paying, I don't know, 16, 17, 1,800, maybe even 19, maybe even 2,000.
Right.
And then guess what happens? You're going off of the rates for a home equity loan, not the APR you got when you first bought the house.
Exactly.
You got to pay that loan off. And then guess what happens when you pay that loan off? Whatever the APR rates are at that given time is what you fall into. So however long it's going to take you to pay that money back, 10, 5, 10, 15 years, whatever.
Right.
Let's be generous because you don't know everybody's situation. That's how long you got to pay that before you go back to that 1,000. And guess what? Only some of that is going to the principal.
You're not even going back to that 1,000. Not never.
Not unless you really ain't.
Not unless you get an APR that's back at what you are currently
That is
at.
true. Yeah. You would have to get lucky. And unfortunately, with how everything is going on with the economy, that's just one aspect of it. Let's talk about credit cards. No, better yet, let's talk about loans. If you was to get a loan in the next, say, 2 months, I guarantee you that APR is going to be different than when you first initially started looking. If you were shopping for loans, you were looking for loans and the APR was like 8-9%. You was like, okay, that's cool. I'll deal with that.
Right.
Yeah, I still got some work I need to do on my credit report, but 8 or 9% ain't bad. Yeah, do that in 2 or 3 months. You ain't gonna find an APR that's 8 or 9%.
Hell no.
Not for a personal loan. Hell, car loan, good fuck luck.
No,
And I'm sorry to be honest and I'm sorry to be real when I say this, but it's the truth.
That shit's all going to be well over 10%.
To be recession proof in these next few months, you don't want to buy a car.
Y'all want to just hold on tight.
You want to hold on to what you got. Now, if you are in need of a vehicle, you got to be well aware of the rate hikes that you're going to have to deal with just to get a vehicle. Now probably is not going to be bad because only certain companies probably have modified or changed their APRs. Mm-hmm. But the one person I can honestly say that's going to be rewarded in this whole process is landlords.
Yeah, because them fools it's up in the rate of apartment.
These are all these entrepreneurs that want to buy property and rent it out to people. And then they see the rate hike happens and they know they can capitalize because that means that's more money they can pay on the mortgage of that house. Let's not talk about apartments.
Yeah, I've already started seeing people on my timeline
paying like $400 more than what they were supposed to.
Somebody had posted like 200 and 300. I haven't seen 400 yet.
Oh, I've heard 400. I've heard 400 out here on the East Coast. I've heard nothing but 400 because that's the max they can go to. So
That shit's insane.
How do you get yourself in a better position to where when rate hikes happen, you can adjust or use what you have to pay for that interest that's going to go up or the inflation and still be able to maintain what you have? I'm going to be honest. The only way you're going to be able to do that, is to have something that's going to be more successful than what you're doing right now. Even if you say you have a job where you're making $70,000 a year, you want to find something that is going to reach that $70,000 a year. You always want to reach something that is going to maintain or be more than what you're already making. So when you're creating, when you're having your own business, whenever it is, if you still have a job and your annual income is, say, $50,000 a year, you want to find something or do a hobby or be able to capitalize on whatever it is that you're doing as a hobby to reach that same annual income. And the reason why I say that is because you're matching the income that you're currently making if you're comfortable. And if you're not comfortable, then you need to double it.
Wow.
And to me, the reason why that strategy works is because if you don't have a true income, you need to double what your income is already, just so that you can adjust, save, get out of the situation you in, be somewhat in a better situation, and then guess what you got to do to that income? If you don't have a job, double it. Because that's the only motivation that you need. If you have a job, you're doubling it, because whatever it is you're creating, you're trying to match that income. And then once you match that income for a certain period of time, the next thing you need to do is try to double that income. Because we ain't going to be stupid. If you're working federal, if you're working any kind of job, you're going to retire. You can use that income to invest. You can use that income just to save. You can use the income to do whatever. But if you have your side hustle on, or you have this side business, or you have an active passive income that is doubling your annual salary, you literally can retire.
Yeah.
Maintain what you have and continue to build on it. But see, that's what I say. You got to make sure you can maintain it up to a year or so comfortably.
Yeah, before you.
And you have financial security saved up.
Yeah.
Because we're going to get into the whole fiat and, dollar ain't shit and everything else. But I think to be recession proof, you have to recognize those things. You have to recognize what I'm weak at when it comes to actual money. And if you don't know money, educate yourself on it. Learn about it. It's affected the crypto market, and I didn't think it would.
Right.
And I think it's because Bitcoin, when it was created, it was not created to actually be something that the government was going to buy. And the fact that the government is trying to buy cryptocurrency, ideally Bitcoin, because it's the big hitter out there, it is affecting the crypto market. And the reason why it's affecting the crypto market is because a lot of people are not sure of what they should do with their cryptocurrency.
Right, right.
And a lot of it has to deal with the fact of the mundane reality of where we live at when it comes to finances, when it comes to money. So when you invest in crypto, you're already skeptical because of all the shit that's happened. I mean, we just got over a thing with Luna.
Yeah.
You still got to deal with so many other things that go on with cryptocurrency, rug pools and everything else. And then cryptocurrency starts to drop. And I mean, drop. Where Bitcoin was at 40,000 at one point in time. Now it's teeter-tottering, getting ready to creep into that 19,000 barricade where a lot of people think that it's going to go into. And a lot of people were saying that earlier this year.
Well, wasn't last year crypto at like 60,000 around this time frame?
Crypto, you mean Bitcoin?
Bitcoin.
Yeah, Bitcoin. Yeah, it was at 60. So a lot of the inflation, a lot of how the dollar is being rated against all other currencies, and then not to mention the fact that when the Fed hike and the central banks hike go up almost a whole point, 3/4 of a point, it's going to affect a lot of things. Mm-hmm. And one of those things that it's affecting is money, how it's spent, produce. Everybody thinks that, they can farm this and bring it to the store and it shouldn't cost that much. But then when they go in, it's like damn near $3 for something that they usually pay $1.50 for. It's like, this don't make no sense. So being recession proof, you have to be able, and I keep saying being recession proof because this is really a conversation that I should have had months ago. You have to recognize the little things that you don't necessarily think are big things.
Yeah.
Paying your light bill, food on the table, gas, work, daycare. All these things is like if you're living on the line, barely making it, but you're making it, now what? Because the job ain't going to pay you no more money. And it's like you're burnt out already with the job and you're a great worker and a great, parent.
Yeah.
But now what? It's like, damn, you're pushing us to do something different. No, I'm pushing you to recognize that your money don't mean shit. And you need to find a better way or understand that there's better ways to save your money and it's not in the bank account.
Right.
And yes, it takes risk, but guess what? We take risks every time we wake up and go to a damn job.
True facts.
Because this world don't want to recognize mental health because mental health is like, I don't know, playing a slot machine at the casino. It's entertainment for people. And really, it's not.
Right.
So, what I was going to talk about was this rate hike was a 28-year division between two Democratic presidents. Because the first rate hike was that everybody talks about was in 1994. And in 1994, Bill Clinton was our president.
Right.
28 years later, our president is Joe Biden.
Right.
Everybody says that both of these rate hikes was inherited, meaning it was not their fault. It was not something that they could have prevented. Blah, blah, blah. Guess what? Every time a Democratic president for the last 28 years have been president, the gas prices go up. We can look at this as a conspiracy theory all day long, but I'm just throwing that little gem out there. You could do research. I don't give a shit. But every time a Democratic president has become president in the last 28 years, the gas prices went up. The only difference between this time is because the dollar has gained a little bit of momentum, but it still ain't worth shit.
I was going to say, it ain't worth nothing.
And it has allowed people to be comfortable in the fact that if I don't understand money, it is what it is. Because me growing up, I could take $20 in the store. I can get milk, bread. I can get a couple things. Shit, you gave me $20 when I was growing up. Back in the late 70s, early 80s, you give me $20 to go to the grocery store. Trust me, we're going to have something for about 2 weeks. Good 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Comfortable 2 weeks. Then as I started getting older in high school, You give me that $20, it's like, I can get a package of meat. I can get some couple cans of vegetables. I can get some bread. I can get some lunch meat. And that's probably about it. I might be able to get some eggs with $20.
That's a strong might.
That's a strong might. Hell, shit, now $20 is get you a carton of eggs,
Loaf of bread. It's a lunch meat.
The cheap lunch meat. And yeah, that's about it.
And the cheap slices of cheese.
No, you won't be able to get that. Not with $20. Not unless you go into the dollar store.
No, you definitely go
to Dollar Tree
to an off-brand.
I'm just you go in the dollar store where they got that shit refrigerated. You can get that shit if you want to, but that shit's like 2 days from turning into mold. So
that's a mystery meat.
It ain't mystery meat. I'm talking about the cheese.
Oh,
it's like, why the fuck would you buy cheese from a dollar store without using common sense? You just looking for what you can afford, not quality. And that's what we need, quality. And everybody's like, oh, we got to live off the land. Well, you can't tell or teach somebody how to live off the land when they don't have the money to get started. Because this is how this whole recession-proof thing is. We argue amongst ourselves and don't even have solutions. And it's like, I think people don't want to recognize this fact. I heard it today on Clubhouse. Black people are against each other, even on Clubhouse. And it's like one of the most rewarding and network building platforms there is. But black people can't always get together because some black people got some shit going. They can't even recognize for themselves that they got some shit going, but they got some shit going. And then it's like when somebody realizes that that person got some shit going, oh, now they the enemy. It's like, oh, you a snitch. What the fuck you mean you a snitch? You want to shortcut niggas, but somehow I'm a snitch because I don't want you shortcutting me. Nigga, I will hit you in everything that you call reproductive. You got me all the way fucked up. I will make sure you can't infect nobody else in this world by the dumb, illiterate bullshit you just spewed out of your damn mouth. But we can't have these conversations because the motherfuckers wants to fully and full well reach in their back and pull their glizzy out. And this is where I say you need to just do the quick thing that I've adapted in the last 20 years. The neck chop. You get that shit in early and you realize where your exit location is, trust me, you could be at home eating a hot dog sandwich and these motherfuckers are still patrolling the city looking for your ass. That neck chop will take the dignity out of anybody. I'm just saying. And I'm not trying to teach self-defense. All I'm saying is a good, you hit that damn point in somebody's throat or where you imagine that point to be in somebody's throat. You hit that shit good enough, believe you me, a person is looking to get air before they looking to air this bitch out. They got to breathe. Your ass breathing in your car already down the street before this motherfucker catch his breath and realize you done kicked him in the nuts, hit him in the throat, and slammed him on the table. All in like 4 seconds. But see, people don't want to do that shit when it comes to money. I said all that because that's the problem. People don't want to attack money the same way they want to fucking get mad at people. You should be mad at the fact that you ain't got money in your pocket and you need to find a way to get it. And it's not about robbery. It's not about something that's going to be a risk. Ain't no risk when it comes to doing shit legitly. If you working for somebody, you going to get paid because they got laws set up for that. But if you got enough money set up and you entrepreneur and you create something where there's money coming in, how these motherfuckers get lazy? I'm not being an asshole. I'm just saying. You create some shit, but you ain't motivated to do your own shit, but you mad because ain't nobody buying your shit. You cut your toenails with Butterfingers?
I'm done.
I mean, like for real. Butterfingers is a good ass candy bar. Is that what you cutting your toenails with though? Everybody's like, that's dumb as hell. You right, because they be doing some dumb shit. How in all that is not fucked up, or you just not sitting around here just like realizing that you the joke?
Damn.
Because you mad at something that you created. You the joke. And then when you realize it and everybody is already sitting there telling you that, then it's you. Then they want to sit there and cry in front of the Christmas party and tell people, man, they've been telling me for years, man. Yeah, I was able to pay that light bill on my own, man. I ain't had to borrow that motherfucking money from nobody. I'm appreciative. And then what happened next week? That motherfucker was sitting at the liquor store playing craps with that same fucking money and got held the fuck up and beat the fuck up. And now he mad as fuck sitting in the kitchen like, damn, how am I going to pay that light bill? They took that light bill. You right back to square one where you was at. Because you try to double up your money in the quick way instead of the smart way. Be smart about some shit instead of being dumb about the shit, because it don't make no shit. It just don't make no sense. It's like now you got some money. Now you want to revert that to the shit that people say, oh, yeah, man, you get a lot of money over there. But you're going to do it that way when you know niggas be getting robbed over there. People, I don't know. But I think I'm done.
And save the rest for part 2.
I'm going to say the rest for part 2 because part 2 is going to be a lot deeper and it may be a little bit longer, just so y'all know. This went an hour and 15 minutes, going on 17 minutes right now. But just know, next week, we're going to have a deeper conversation because we want to help people understand not only how to be recession proof, but at the same time, understanding what money is. The US dollar is not money. It's fiat currency. It's paper money. It's monopoly money. The only thing is that it's protected by laws and we can actually use it to spend it. We can't use monopoly money because it's not legal tender. But the US dollar is legal tender. So we got to understand that shit because it's legal tender.
Right.
Once you understand it and know how to monopolize it, trust me, you can be rewarded in the legal tender that you earn. So you got anything you got to say?
No, just thank you everybody for listening, tapping in and tuning in. Hit us up on That's What I Said on the page. If you have topics or questions you may have that we didn't talk about or anything like that. Other than that, babe, I am good. Peace, love, y'all.
That's what's up. Peace and love, y'all. It's always good to come in on this Friday and enjoy a little bit of That's What I Said. I appreciate y'all listening to us. I appreciate y'all taking the time to subscribe or even just follow us. I try to have these conversations every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern-ish. And I said not ish on Facebook because I was really serious about this conversation, but it was still a ish. But as time goes on, it'll be around the 8 o'clock hour. So y'all know that y'all can expect me to be consistent, be real, and be able to have topics that's going to be able to help the community and not suppress them. With that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed it. I did.